Episode 18 of our Redmont Rangers Road to Glory career mode here on EAFC 24. And in today's episode we are taking one of our rivals here early in the series. So Salford City have delivered 2 defeats to us so far this season. 1 in the Cup and 1 in the League. We have the return fixture in this episode against Salford City. So we are hosting them at Redmont Arena. I believe anyway. Yep, we are hosting them at Redmont Arena. Looking to get the first victory of the season against them. Looking to turn the tide. Back to our usual 5 at the back formation for this particular game. We're going to be playing Dalton, Bullock, Hutton and Dorset along with Reece Bevan as the back 5. Usual duo in midfield of Sam Ford and Brandon Anderson, and then we're going with a front 3 this week of Ryan Lancaster, Jake Dale and Eli Just. Recently back from injury, his sharpness is all the way down at 0, so you're going to have to work hard to get him back on, back to game fitness, back to game sharpness. A decently strong bench. Burgess is down there, we've got Tavide down there, we've got Suhail and De Silva as defensive substitutes, and Charlie Coates no longer getting a look in really, with that addition of Samson Tavide to the squad. I am going to put Eli Just on a more performance focused training plan. I don't want all out performance, I don't think, but I will shift him over to performance focused, whereas everybody else is still focus more on energy. They get the sharpness from playing the games, so as long as they're playing a decent amount, they're going to be on energy focused. And if they're really not getting a look in at all, so actually it might be worth putting Charlie Coates on performance focused now as well, since he's already on performance focused. So yeah, if players are in the starting 11 regularly, they just need their fitness, they need their energy, and they get the sharpness from playing the games. Anybody who sits on the bench doesn't really get a look in at the first team. They're going to have to focus on sharpness in training since they're not getting those opportunities in the game. Giovanni Lo Celso goes to Real Sociedad, which is interesting. Might be worth checking in on a couple of the transfer stories from around the league and beyond. So Lo Celso, almost 30 million to Real Sociedad. He was still a Spurs player. I did wonder if it would have been from Spurs. Not really worked out for him at Spurs. Leicester in the Championship, of course, this season. Win the race for Enrique. 22 million. Big price to pay for a fullback, actually, it says. When you're in the Championship. Real Madrid signed Immobile for 40 million. 33 years old at this point. But nice player to add as a bit of depth to their ranks. Wan-Bissaka goes to Latium. That's Lazio, right? Must be. 30 million for who you would probably say is Manchester United's better right back. They do still have Dalot. I assume they still have Dalot anyway. Conor Gallagher goes to Freiburg, which is an interesting one. You always get some funky transfers in FIFA and FC now. Conor Gallagher to Freiburg for 20 million is one of those slightly more funky ones. Not a lot that you can do about those kinds of transfers, unfortunately. And then Giovanni Reina as well on the move, 24 million. We'll check in on some more transfers as we get towards deadline day, but for now our focus is on Salford City. They will be playing a 5-2-3 formation, the same as ours. However, we are not going to go with that 4-4-2 that we ran out against Crew Alexandra. We're going to stick with our own 5-2-3 and try and match them like for like. What I might do today, though, is have my first go at achieving some additional play styles. So, first touch for Just and rapid for Lancaster. Actually looks kind of interesting. Dribble through the course as fast as possible while avoiding defenders. Use effort touches for tight angles. I'm going to have a go at this. I have been wanting to experiment with this and see what kind of a boost they do give you in the games. So I guess that giant red pole is a defender. We do have some actual defenders here as well, though. Not really sure what those effort touches are about. I've not really heard them called that at any point. I normally use the left trigger rather than the right bumper. Decent performance from Elijah Just here so far. Do we have to shoot in the end? We do. And we'll curl it around the goalkeeper, but he makes a great save. That's probably big. We could have done with the points from the finish there. I've heard these drills are quite difficult to complete. Well, not to complete, but to achieve the play style. So we'll see if that turns out to be true. We burst away from the defender there. Just one last guy to beat, and we didn't earn it. We ran out of time there. I am going to retry it. This is difficult though. You don't get a lot of time. Scoring that goal is going to be pretty important by the looks of it. I don't feel like I wasted a great deal of time in that first run through. I'm not going to try for too long to complete it here. Maybe I will just have this additional second try. So we're in here and we have to score, I think. Eli Just does put it in the top corner at the second time of asking. So it's going to be up to Lancaster, but we've dropped points there now. That was really sloppy. And we do enough to score, but it might all be for naught. We do have a little longer left this time, so potentially we'll get a second shot away. 5 seconds. We do get the shot off, but straight at the goalkeeper, and we're relatively close to 10,000 there. I'm not going to bother with that one anymore. Do I get a second try? Oh, I only get the one try. I thought potentially if I failed that I could choose a different training session to attempt. Apparently not. So I think, to be fair, if we do in this attempt what we did in the last one, but without sloppily running it out of the zone, I think potentially we could be on for it. Eli Just does well. We're going to have to come across the box again and try and find that far corner. And we blaze it over. It's not going to happen. I'm done. Yeah, not too fast. They are quite difficult to achieve. If I was a little more focused in that second try, maybe I would have got it. Maybe I'll go back to that and try out some different ones at various points. Will the last win have your opposition worried? Well, they won. Oh, our last win against Crew Alexandra. That wasn't the last win. We simulated a couple of games since then. Bradford was the most recent win, 3-1 in the league. They had the better of a really entertaining game on 1-2-1. Can we get the better of them this time? We have got a point to prove against them. And then, is the squad deep enough to get us over the line? Everybody's waiting for their chance.
Okay, guys, we'll be wrapping it up.
One of those answers was, we've learnt our lessons, and running out the 5-2-3, I think, is going to show that we haven't learnt our lesson. This 4-4-2 was really good against Crew Alexandra, and I think we can run out a perfectly strong 4-4-2 formation against Salford City, and I think that's actually what we're going to do. We didn't have a massively fit third centre-back either. We were choosing from amongst guys who were fairly tired, fairly worn out, so this might actually give us a stronger 11, all things told. So we're going to have Charlie Coates on the bench. He's going to be pleased about that. We'll put De Silva in for Bentley, but I think we're actually going to bail on the 5-2-3, and we're going to try that 4-4-2 again. We looked so good against Crew Alexandra with that particular formation, so we're going to run out Dalton, Hutton, Bullock and Bevan at the back, Lancaster, Ford, Anderson and Just in midfield, and then again the pairing of Dale and Tavide that looks so dangerous up front. So perhaps we have learnt our lesson after all, and we'll see if we can do to Salford City what we did to Crew Alexandra. We might have to change the kits again here. I think last time we played Salford we ran out the... Let's go with the all white against the all black. I do like to play in the red and black stripes at home, but unable to do that really in this particular game. Eli Just is back.
And we're ready to go on EA TV. And welcome to a game that really should have pulses racing.
I think this is a formation and a system that will really suit him as well, to be honest.
My name is Derek Ray, and joining me for
probably even more so than the 5-2-3.
Live coverage comes to you from League 2. Stuart, your expectations?
He's quick, he's got good dribbling.
Good teams, great playing surface and a vibrant atmosphere. Has all the ingredients for a really exciting game.
And I think he's really going to be able to find some space down the left-hand side and make a nuisance of himself in this game. Great challenge from Ryan Lancaster there. Dalton unable to find Dale though.
You can also be fluid in attack. Let's hope we see that today.
I want the same kind of positive direct start that we had against Crewe Alexandra, but Salford City immediately looking like they're going to be more dangerous going forward. So again, we've got an opportunity to keep a clean sheet here and start that consecutive run that we do need for that objective. Failed to do that in the last game by giving away a 90th minute goal to Crewe Alexandra, the only goal that they scored in the game.
Well, many people have made this fellow the focus of attention ahead of today's match. It's one thing for a player to be declared fit, but is he really match fit?
More difficult
the manager, Stuart, has given him the
attack so directly in this game. Salford City more eager to press, less eager to give us time on the ball like Crewe Alexandra were. So it's going to be difficult to implement the exact same game plan that we implemented in the last episode.
Shepherd, Bolton, composed and patient passing, trying to take their time, but not enough care on the ball.
Let's get the ball into Eli Just's feet and see what he can do early. Two Salford City defenders there. Dissuade him from trying to run down the wing towards goal. Big switch from Dalton here will find Bevan. Eli Just now is in space. Passes a little under hit, so makes it difficult for him to act on the chance too quickly. Does manage to carve out some space for himself, but the cross is a disappointing one. That's potentially where the match sharpness will come back to harm us. Quite a cagey opening to this game. Neither team really looking to extend themselves early, but it is Salford City that carve out the first chance. It's just a long shot that Elliot Willis is able to deal with fairly routinely.
But you have to give the goalkeeper credit. What a brilliant save that was.
Sam Ford will look for Ryan Lancaster on the right, who he finds. Takes a heavy touch, but still manages to maintain control and find Sam Ford again. Eli Just is racing in at the back post, wins the header, and it doesn't take Eli Just long to make his mark on the game. Been out for a few weeks with injury, and he is right back into the fold and right back into the action. It's another header kind of towards the near post that goalkeepers have seemed to struggle with recently. Not the biggest guy, not the strongest in the air, but very athletic, able to leap high into the air there. Had the run on the defender as well, so fantastic to have Eli Just back in the side. I wasn't expecting that was the kind of difference he was going to make in the game. I thought he would be the one crossing the ball into the box for Dale or Tavide to be on the end of. But it is Eli Just with the header that opens the scoring. And we'll look to do the same thing again by setting Ford away. Can only lay the ball off to Dalton. Lancaster finds a little bit of room. The ball is broken kindly for him, but it doesn't a second time, and Salford City are away, but not for long, because Aidan Hutton is there to make the intervention. Fantastic sliding challenge from the big man. And, oh, Dale does really well to get back and make a nuisance of himself. Man City making their mark on the transfer market, but possibly not in the way that we've seen them do so recently. Only £3.5 million for their new signing. Potentially one for the future though, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Maybe a player that they'll be looking to send out on loan at some point. It's a great challenge from Sam Ford. Sets Tavide away. Jake Dale is running in behind, but didn't seem to make sense to play the ball into him immediately. It's Jake Dale against 3 Salford defenders. Sam Ford finds Tavide in space again though. Works it across to Eli Just. Rhys Bevan is available on the overlap, but Just was just offside. Can't have been too far off. He wasn't. He was only just off, trying to come back on to receive the pass, but didn't quite manage to get there in time.
Liam Shepherd.
Vide's done well to win the ball back. And we'll work it across the pitch again because there's space out wide right. Dalton needs to get a little higher. Lancaster's disappeared completely. For some reason he's made a run into the box there. Whereas it would have been far more useful if he was available for Joseph Dalton. Big switch of play from Sam Ford finds Rhys Bevan. Not too much on down the line for him though, so work the ball inside to Brandon Anderson. Dalton will throw the ball up to Jake Dale, who brings it down. I was going to say potentially with his hand, and the referee agrees. Dalton read the play well to intervene there. Sam Ford sets Ryan Lancaster away. There is a bit of space for him. Jake Dale making a run in behind. It's a fantastic ball from Lancaster. And the goalkeeper smothers it before Jake Dale's able to slide it past him. Really good ball from Lancaster in behind though.
They now need to create 1 or 2 chances of their own.
Cross the ball in again, looking for Tavide, can't quite find him. Joseph Dalton's on the edge of the box, but instead it falls to Lancaster, who will unleash a strike at goal. Ball falls to Eli Just, pulls it back to Tavide, who strikes, trying to hit a shot across goal, hoping to get it on target at least, so if it doesn't go in we can potentially get a fortunate deflection or have the goalkeeper parry it out to Jake Dale. But instead it harmlessly finds the side netting. It was a narrow angle to be fair to Tavide. Very fortunate that the ball falls to Jake Dale there. Lancaster did well to intervene. And as he went to ground he took out the 2 Salford players who were in the area. I did just want to find, it looks like Lancaster there. But the Salford defender comes across and takes that option away. Sam Ford looking to lay it off to Lancaster instead. And again it's Dalton with the intervention. Reading the game really well so far. That's a poor pass from Bullock though. Still something that we need to work on a little, is playing the ball out from the back. He's done well to recover there though. He sets Jake Dale away. Eli Just makes the run in behind. It looks like the ball will fall to him. Pulls it back for Tavide. Carves out some space and fires a shot at goal. It was with his right foot. which is his weaker of the two.
And it's really poor technique in the end.
Just couldn't wrap his foot around it, and instead it ends up kind of being pushed away to the right, curling in the wrong direction really. Bullock does well to win the header. Sam Ford chases down the second ball but can't find it. Really poor from Salford City though. Jake Dale is away again. As is Samson Tavide. Finds the ball onto his left foot and just draws it wide again. A fantastic move from Redmont Rangers. Jake Dale slides it inside and the touch from Tavide was perfect. Just lets the ball run across his body. Opens his body up as the Salford City defender takes the wrong angle. Unleashes a shot at goal with his left foot. But that is what we signed up for when we signed Samson Tavide. We know he's athletic, we know he's big and strong and quick. But it's the technical aspect of his game that he does need to work on. So we know there's going to be some teething problems for him early. It's an interesting shot from Sam Ford. He did get green shot timing on it, but the goalkeeper just sees it wide. Finds himself in space. It's worth a go from there. We've seen him score from similar range this season. Maybe not quite that far out, but always worth a try with Sam Ford. You can see we've peppered the Salford City goal from all ranges really in this first half. Aidan Hutton for once beaten in the air. Doesn't even challenge for it in the end really. Oh, it's a lovely ball from the Salford City defender, taking 3 Redmont players out of the game. And Rory Bullock's going to have to be careful here.
Bevan. Anderson.
It's a lovely ball from Bevan into Sam Ford. Eli just not quite on the same page, and again that sharpness or lack of coming back to haunt us. Potentially if he was a little sharper he would have been making the run in behind there that Sam Ford was looking for.
3 minutes of stoppage time, that's what the officials have said.
Eli just playing the ball in down the wing for Tavide to chase, but it's the goalkeeper that manages to get there first. Almost rolls it out to Tavide's feet. He's won the ball back there, but again it looks like it's probably... Oh, it's actually Redmont Rangers who get the free kick. Lancaster not strong enough with the ball at his feet, but it does drop to Eli Just, who will try and find a cross. But the ball loops up into the air for the Salford City goalkeeper to claim. And we reach half time. We haven't conceded in the first half. And we do have the lead, so a decent start to the game.
It's been the standout for his side so far, don't you think, Stuart?
Well, I thought he had a really effective first half.
We do need to keep going for the full 90 minutes today though. We didn't do that against Crewe Alexandra. And we allowed the clean sheet to slip through our fingers, so...
And it's going to be fascinating to see what...
With a 1-goal lead, obviously if we can manage to secure the clean sheet, we're going to manage to secure the 3 points as well. So I think that has to be our target in this second half. And Jake Dale has taken advantage of the Salford defender there. Tries to slide it under the goalkeeper, wins the header in the end, but unable to find the back of the net. Really should be 2-0 up.
That was a really big chance.
Took a slightly heavy touch as he was through on goal. It's unlike Jake Dale. Usually he is so composed in those kinds of situations.
And he read it superbly.
But potentially his eyes just got a little wide there.
Keeps going.
And he rushed the finish. Salford City goalkeeper did rush out to meet him, which made the finish a bit more difficult. But you would still have bet on Jake Dale in that kind of situation to double the lead.
Dalton.
Dalton finds Dale again. Not so much in a position that he's so comfortable in this time. Sam Ford on the edge of the box finds a bit of space and unleashes a left foot strike towards goal. But it goes harmlessly wide. Goalkeeper had it more than covered. Positive start to the second half though by Rangers. I don't want to get too defensive in this game like we did against Crewe Alexandra. If Salford really start pushing and forcing us back, then potentially we will change our game plan, but for now I'm content to stick with our balanced approach. A change for Salford City, just the one I think, and it's not the player that picked up a knock, that was Shepherd, so we'll see if they make another one at any point or whether he's able to run that injury off. Big switch of play from Samson Tavide, finds Joseph Dalton, who takes a really poor touch, but the Salford defender a little too eager and gives Dalton a bit too much space there. Falls for Sam Ford, who'll find Rhys Bevan in a bit of space out wide again. Sam Ford wants the ball back, but Bevan can't find him. It's a really good challenge from Bevan, but the assistant flags for a free kick and the referee obliges by giving it. Not sure I agree with that one.
He dealt with that ball played in rather well.
Lancaster not particularly good with the ball in the air, and it kind of falls at his feet there, whereas he should have been winning the header. Another shot from range from Salford. That's really all they've managed to create so far today. A couple of long shots, and we can see there 10 shots to just the 2, and it is those 2 long range efforts that Salford have managed to carve out for themselves. Just trying to play a little reverse pass into Sam Ford there, who had taken up a really nice space. But Lancaster unable to find him. Dalton beaten down the right hand side. Salford pull the ball back, but that's going to be an easier one for Elliot Willis to deal with. And we'll roll the ball out to Rhys Bevan here. Just
30 minutes left for play in this one.
Throws a ball inside for Brandon Anderson to run onto, but plays not on the same page.
It's time to play is over.
And we find ourselves on the back foot again. Aidan Hutton's there to deal with it. Did he manage to keep the ball in? He did. So it's a Salford City throw in rather than a corner. Number 9 doesn't like the decision. Absolutely furious there in the penalty area, but to be fair, I think Aidan Hutton did manage to keep it in. It was very close.
He's certainly not alone.
Tavide and Dale. It's an absolute power strike. Number 9, Hendry, furious with the assistant's decision a moment ago, takes his frustrations out on the ball. Probably a little over 20 yards from goal. Absolutely powers a strike past Elliot Willis. And the Salford City fans behind that goal go absolutely wild. Willis disappointed with himself.
So back underway following the equaliser.
Possibly you could have done a little better there, but it was a thunderous strike from the Salford City attacker. And again, we fail to keep a clean sheet at home. Again, we take the lead. But again, we're unable to just see the game out. It's a great intervention from the Salford City defender. Ryan Lancaster finding himself with space in the box.
Elliot Watt. Mallon. Bolton.
And we have to try and find a winner here. It's a terrible challenge from the Salford midfielder. Referee allows play to continue, which is good for us because Jake Dale has found some space in the box, but he's just shut out by the Salford defence. I imagine that's going to be coming back for a yellow card when play does stop. Salford City defending very deep now. Lancaster taking advantage of that by running into the space that they've vacated on the edge of the box there. Everybody's onside, so Bevan will put a ball in. Jake Dale heads a strike at goal. Can Tavide get there first? He can't. Sam Ford comes away with the ball, but it is with his hand, and the referee does go back and show Luke Bolton the yellow card. So, time to make some changes potentially in this game. I don't particularly like what I'm seeing on the bench, but I do think it's worth bringing Burgess on for Lancaster. I don't want to bring Charlie Coates on for Dale or Tavide, and I think the other change that I'm tempted to make is Ford or Duggan for Anderson. I think I won't make that just yet though. That's quite an aggressive substitution. Anderson being our only true defensive midfielder. And although we do want to push for the win, it is Salford City who have scored most recently, and we don't want to concede again to lose the game. We're in a pretty comfortable position in the league. 13 points ahead of 4th place. Comfortably in those automatic promotion places, so picking up draws is not the worst thing that we can do at this stage of the season. We're well over the halfway mark now. Jake Dale with a great run, wants the ball in behind, and he gets it from Samson Tavide. Dale all on his own for now. A few more Redmont players coming up to support him, but unable to find any of them. Looking for Eli just on the left hand side there. And suddenly it's Salford City who are carving out an opportunity for themselves. Rhys Bevan does his best to put a stop to it, but doesn't manage to. And that's exactly what we wanted to avoid happening. Salford City hit us on the counter-attack. And again they take a 2-1 lead. And again it looks like we're going to fall victim to a Salford City defeat. Bullock comes across. Aidan Hutton again tries to block it, but Hendry knows what's coming. Hutton likely would have got there if he went with a driven shot along the ground, but instead he raises the ball up into the roof of the net. Past Aidan Hutton and past Elliot Willis. It's going to be Ford on for Anderson, and I think it's going to be Duggan on for Sam Ford as well. Going to have to push for an equaliser now. We are 2-1 down, so we haven't really got anything to lose. I don't want to go ultra attacking just yet, just because we are set to constantly press on ultra attacking. And that is extremely draining on the stamina, so don't want to use that for too long. If we find ourselves still 2-1 down with about 10 minutes to go though, that will have to be the option that we go to. For now though, we'll just bump it up to attacking. Eli just turns it inside for Samson Tavide, who drives towards the box. And Jake Dale nudges in the rebound and pulls Redmont Rangers level. 10 minutes to go. And suddenly we're back level. We take a point from the game as it stands, but there is still time to find a winner. The Salford City defender gave Samson Tavide the space to shoot. He was wary of the pullback to Jake Dale, so Tavide took the invitation, unleashed a strike at goal. The goalkeeper did well to react and stop the initial shot, But it's Jake Dale following it in.
What a topsy-turvy game this has been.
And our star man up front is able to get to the rebound first for the leveller. All to play for again in this game. Try and get out on the front foot early. Willis rolls it out to Jamie Ford. He finds Eli Just. Reece Bevan is on the overlap. He's not the quickest, so Salford City defender able to keep up with him. He does manage to find Eli Just though, who again drives into the box, pulls across back, and it was almost going to fall to Noah Burgess. He swung his leg in anticipation, but the Salford City defender able to get a really important touch on the ball there. Both teams looking for a winner here. Neither team really seeming content to settle for the draw. We probably should be more content with a draw than Salford City. Salford City's position in the table a little more precarious than ours. We're comfortably in an automatic place, whereas they are just trying to solidify themselves in the playoff positions. So potentially makes more sense for Salford to go all out for the win. There is a little more to this game though. We've got something personal against Salford City. They've had the better of us in both of the games that we played against them this season. And they've been quite frustrating performances. So it's a yellow card. First of the game for Liam Shepherd though. Just 2 minutes left. Potentially makes sense to make our final changes of the game now. I don't particularly want to take Tavide off, but I think we should. And then it was Dalton that I want to bring off for De Silva. So those will be our final two changes. Only a couple of minutes left for Charlie Coates to try and make a difference up front. Tavide with another strong performance. Didn't get a goal today, but did make a nuisance of himself like he usually does. Bullock tries to find Duggan, but the ball was never likely to get there. Probably shouldn't have even attempted it, to be honest. Jake Dale wins the ball back. Burgess is on the overlap, and Dale manages to find him. It's Jake Dale that we want in the box though, rather than Charlie Coates. Ball falls to Jamie Ford on the edge of the box, takes it down with his head and unleashes an incredible strike at goal. And Jamie Ford with an incredible goal puts Redmont Rangers 3-2 up. And that could be just the goal we need to finally put Salford City to the sword. Takes it down on his head, a touch with his right foot settles it, and he absolutely clobbers it into the bottom corner. Goes right through the middle of two Salford City defenders. The goalkeeper potentially unsighted for a time. And while it's Sam Ford that we usually see scoring those kinds of goals from the edge of the box, it's Jamie Ford this time with his second goal this season. And he's potentially found the winner that Redmont Rangers so desperately not needed, but so desperately wanted. Salford City, a real thorn in our side so far this year. But it could be Redmont Rangers that get the last laugh. Very little on for them right now, less than a minute to go. And they're just trying to work one final opportunity. Have gone to ultra defensive, so we have got 5 at the back for this attack. And Reece Bevan, really strong challenge, clears the ball, and it's Redmont Rangers that come away with the victory. 3-2 over Salford City. Finally we get the win. Harrogate Town are our local rivals, but Salford City have certainly become a rival this season. They do still have the head-to-head 2 matches to 1,
played really well today, and what a big goal.
But we have the last laugh, so probably even on the balance of things. Eli just with a goal in his first game back. Jake Dale with his customary goal in the performance. And then Jamie Ford with the fantastic goal to secure the victory at the end there. Twice as many shots, but far fewer passes attempted. Slightly more possession for us, so we have 4.1 expected goals. They just had 0.9. Really, we shouldn't have allowed them to concede two. One was an incredibly good goal for them as well, though. That would have had very low XG, as they scored with their own wonder strike from outside the area. A couple of really good goals in this game. This game itself putting forward a few contenders for goal of the month. Did we have a little luck on our side? We do have to stop switching off defensively. We've conceded 2 goals that we probably shouldn't concede. One couldn't really do anything about, but too often we say we've conceded goals that we shouldn't at the end of these episodes. Were we confident we come out on top? We got the goal. Potentially we could have had more. I do feel like on the balance of play we had the better of the game. We created the more clear-cut opportunities. Am I satisfied? We want to be consistent. I am satisfied. But we do want to be a little more consistent, especially as we approach the run-in to the end of the season now. Still a long way to go in the season. We are still just approaching the end of January. And with that victory, our manager rating actually seems to have gone down. We're on orange for the first time this season, which is unusual. Let me just check in on those objectives. I can't remember if it was to get automatic promotion or to win the league. It was automatic promotion. We have obviously failed the FA Cup, but I don't think we were ever going to reach that. We are definitely on track to gain automatic promotion this year. This is a critical priority, so we do need to get some players into the youth academy as soon as possible, really, because we're still 0 out of 3 complete on that, and that is our only critical priority. We are down to just 6% salary growth as well, so I'm hoping I can get that down to 5 by renegotiating a few contracts, giving some people some extensions, giving them a bit of a sign-in bonus up front, but bringing their weekly wage down. That seems to be something people are happy to do. I have also got Fred Smith on the transfer list as well, so losing his salary might contribute to that. Brand exposure, I don't think we're going to complete that this year, so a medium objective being failed is not ideal. I'll be interested to see if it counts as completed if we have 5% salary growth. It says keep player salary growth under 5%. So that would suggest it needs to be 4% or lower, because 5% obviously isn't under 5%. It is at 5%. So it doesn't say at or under. So it'll be interesting to see that. Quite a few more scout reports here from some other players who are down to the last year on their contract. Liam Cullen looks decent, but not really the kind of striker that we're looking to sign. Zach Jules has a play style. I don't remember which one that is. He's 6'3". Not the best jumping. Fairly mobile though. He looks fine. I don't think we particularly need him. Jacob Maddox is a centre midfielder. We do need to bolster centre midfield. I do want players who are a little more robust than Maddox though. Good on the ball, but not particularly strong. We need kind of box-to-box players like Brandon Anderson more than anything. Owen Dale, a winger that looks fairly decent. A couple of play styles for him as well. So he could be one that we look to sign. Jake Vokins, we don't need a left back anymore since we did sign Soroya. Denver Hume the same. Jordan Garrick, a winger for Forest Green Rovers, looks extremely quick. Good with the ball at his feet. Good shot power as well. Doesn't have the less than 6 months on his contract tag there, so potentially he's re-signed now since we put him on the scouting list. Josh Earl looks more like the kind of defender who we could potentially be interested in. Again, he doesn't have that tag, so we wouldn't be able to afford to sign him. But he's 68 overall at 25 years old rather. Left-footed, 6'4", good jumping, good strength, decent sprint, very good really, sprint speed as well. So we'll add him to the shortlist, although we might be taking him off fairly shortly. Caleb Taylor has all the play styles. Only 21 years old, 68 overall, 6'2", really good jumping. Good defensive stats there as well. He's somebody that I'm going to be looking to add. He might actually be worth trying to grab right now. How much does he... It says there's 6 months left on his contract, but we can't approach him to sign. Does he have to be over 21 years old potentially? Not too sure about that, but he looks very good. I want to leave him there anyway, because he has got, what is that, power header, that must be block, intercept, anticipate, and aerial, I think that is. So 5 incredibly good play styles, a high defensive work rate, a really good overall, a really good age. He looks like the perfect player for the system that we want to play. So even if we can't sign him soon, he's definitely one to put on the transfer shortlist in case we can sign him at some point in the future. So he's probably the most exciting player on our shortlist so far. Couple more scout reports here. A good looking midfielder there, not quite as robust as I'd like, but several good play styles. Looks to be in the kind of Sam Ford mould, so not quite enough from Kelly there. We have a transfer offer for Sam Ford, but there's absolutely no chance that we accept it. One of our most important players, our captain as well. So, couple games to sim. Quite a lot going on at the start of this episode, but we do have this game against Doncaster to sim, and then we have Barnsley in the EFL Trophy, and that will take us to the transfer deadline. So I think potentially what I'll do is leave the episode there. It's quite a long one already, even without those 2 games being sim. So I'm going to just play the 1 game in this episode, and in the next episode what we'll do is sim those 2 games at the end of January, go through the January transfer deadline, and then possibly play this game against Sutton as the first in February. So we'll check in on the standings to end the episode. We are still second behind Wrexham, but Wrexham must have slipped up in the last game. It looks like they lost, because we are now just a point behind Wrexham in second place. We have extended our lead over the 4th place team, which is now Walsall. We've extended that to 14 points. So I would say automatic promotion is all but secured. There is still quite some time left to go in the season, and Doncaster and MK Dons actually have a game in hand on us. But I would say automatic promotion is all but secured, and really we are going for the title now. It's going to be us and Wrexham neck and neck until the end of the season by the looks of it. Big game against Doncaster coming up in the next one, so we'll open the next episode with that particular match, and until then, take it easy.